Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. My name is Charles Waroy, and as I promised you, I'll be bringing some of the experts in the field that mostly affect the youth. And this topic that we shall be diving in affect the youth and those who want to advance in their career. And you're privileged to have with us Kamau, and I'll give him a chance to introduce himself.
Yes, thank you so much, Charles, for having me here and also an opportunity to talk to our youth. As you have heard, I'm Peter Kamau Njoroge. I've been in this field of HR for a period of more than 6 years, 7 years. And so far, I've seen its fair form of challenges. And we are here to address and tackle and also advise what the youth can do or how they can overcome these challenges.
Thank you. We are happy to have you. In our previous videos, there is a video that I did concerning the career and the jobs for the youth, and today we want to look into that, and now we will be getting the perspective of HR, so that as the youth outside there will be well advised. So to start with, I want to start with some few questions as usual. What are some of the practical steps that a graduate should do to have a valuable experience, and especially in the real world out there?
Yes, thank you. First of all, I've seen the youth or students. They normally say we are going for job applications. We are applying. They say we need 5 years experience, 1 year experience. How do I get that? So now, for you as a student, the most and important critical point of your life is when you go for attachment. That is the first place that you can be guaranteed you're going to get an offer with them. So some of the areas that you can dive into to ensure that you're in that competitive edge, or how you can make your career progress, even as you're looking for that experience. You can look for volunteer jobs. I know when I say volunteer jobs, people say, why do I have to volunteer and I'm not being paid? You don't have to volunteer for the rest of your life. So you can take short-term volunteer programs, 2 months, 3 months. We also have instances whereby someone has gone on paternity leave and we are looking for someone. Probably it's not a field that requires a lot of experience. So we can look for someone to hold on to that position, like clerical jobs. I know most clerical jobs are coming to an end, but there are some companies who still have those ones. Then you can do part-time jobs. There are jobs that you can do off the normal working hours. And now we're in a digital world. You can work even virtually. That still counts as experience. Yes, so I think those are the main areas that one can look into. Yes.
Now we have also some youths who after the school, they either get satisfied maybe with the diploma that they did, or maybe the degree, or maybe the certificate. Could there be, or is there maybe an advantage that comes to somebody's career growth, and especially when we have advanced learning or continuous learning even after the school, maybe the short courses? What are from a HR perspectives? Do these short courses, or maybe the professional continuous learning, maybe embark in making this career better?
Yes, it does. And I normally advocate for people pursuing their careers further. They go back to school. And first of all, you have to focus with your main course. Okay, before you do short-term courses, make sure you have gone to the peak. Let's say, for example, if it's someone who has done, let's say, clinical medicine or HR. You started with a diploma, then you have done a degree. Then maybe from there, you can maybe now settle on short courses. Remember, now it's a digital world. And the beauty is now you can find all these packages online. So you don't have to go actually to a class setup for the short courses, but now you can do the short courses, even as you do your degree. Because like right now, digital marketing, I think it's doing quite well. And that's something you can do as you do your main course. Yeah, so I think career advancement means a lot. A lot of companies will look for guys with degrees. Definitely they will have an advantage. Yes, so I agree. You have to pursue further. Yes.
Now, also we have the youths that have graduated. Maybe they have graduated today. There is always that notion that maybe after these 2 years, for especially those who have done the degree, maybe after this year, I'll do the masters. After the masters, then I do the PhD. After that, I do this and this. Maybe you, as a HR, you can help our youth out there to maybe come up with realistic goals. Maybe when it comes to career growth and also maybe personal development as a person who have been in that field of human resource.
Yes. What I can say, Charles, is from experience. I've seen people are progressing maybe from diploma to degree to the next level like that, because they do not have those opportunities. Because trust you me, if you are doing a diploma and you got an opportunity, then you will advance maybe after you feel now I need maybe to progress to my next level. So you'll go and pursue your your degree. Then from degree, then there is a higher position in your organization that requires you to have a higher education. So again, now you work towards that. But now what is happening? Because of the rates of unemployment, you will find it's continuous. Maybe you are from a well-off background. You decide, your parents tell you, instead of staying here, why don't I take you back to school? So that's why you're finding graduates with masters in the same field where diploma guys are still applying for jobs. And it's the sad state of affairs that we have to agree with. There are people who feel threatened by someone who maybe has high education qualifications than you. It's the reality. But I normally even talk to my peers and tell them, I don't see the harm in having someone who has done masters, and maybe you have a diploma or a degree. You also have an opportunity to learn from this other person. Yes, because that has been my philosophy. Me, I believe if you have a maybe master's, I have a bachelor's, I can learn something from you. For me, maybe I have the experience. Then this person maybe can learn the experience bit of it. But then it should also challenge me, the person with a degree, to pursue a master's. Yes. So I see no harm in people pursuing the education goals, even if they don't have the experience. Because remember, as you grow old, you cannot, maybe you might not find yourself so much into books anymore. You don't want to go and sit down in a class setup. So the earlier, the better. But it should not discourage anyone or hinder someone from getting a job. Yes.
Now, we are having the youths out there who are maybe currently looking for jobs, or maybe who are looking for advancement, maybe in the companies they work in. And there are some of the common mistakes that these youth make. Maybe after and especially when you have the ladies, some of the people taking advantage of them. What are some of the common mistakes that when we are looking for jobs as the youth we make? And how do we avoid such?
One of the main, I can say, mistake that we the young people do is we work on assumptions. And we tend to think that whatever happened to so and so, I'll have to do the same thing for it to happen to me. But it does not work like that. I'm sure even you, when you're applying for a job, there are some questions you're asked, and maybe your friend or your peer went to the same organization and they asked different questions.
Sure.
Maybe the approach was even different, because I might be sitting in an interview today, tomorrow the one who is sitting there. So it does not guarantee you the experience that you face is the same one that I faced. So that is one thing. The other thing is overconfidence. I've seen people who feel like they have so much experience, they have higher education qualifications, so whenever they get there, they are not prepared enough. So you go there, you assume I'm so learned, I've done my master's, I've done my PhD, I've done my degree, I've done like 7 diplomas, so I'm going to ace. Until you remember or you get there and you don't have even the basics. Like most organizations, they will not ask you ambiguous questions. Basically, it's what you have written in the CVs. And I'm glad we have organizations or people who revamp CVs for candidates. But then you bring this CV, I ask you, I can see here in year 2023, you work for maybe a certain organization. I can see these are the roles that you have done. Now, can you take me through the process of maybe verifying a document? So remember, this CV was revamped for you. You never took time to go through it. So now you find yourself again, you don't know what to say. So I think as much as we are taking our CVs to be revamped, let us also give the right information. Remember, this guy is working on what you have shared. So if you said you did 1, 2, 3, and maybe for you did 9, 10, 11, so those are two different things. Yes.
Wow. Now we also have another set of youths who are maybe working, and maybe they feel the salary they are paid is maybe not enough, and they are maybe looking away to find a side hustle, or they have, like now what you're doing, we also work somewhere. How do we help these youth to balance between the career growth and the social life? Now we have the social life that we have to live, and we have the career growth from a human resource perspective.
Yes, you need to have a work-life balance. That's one thing. And unfortunately, with the society we are currently living in, it has become of competition. If Charles today buys a car, I want to buy a car tomorrow. That's why you find we do not have that social life balance, because I need to work extra hard towards maybe maintaining the status that I want to be in. But I've seen people, they are working, they work even extra hours, they don't want to go home, they're telling you, no, I need to finish this. I normally tell people, no employee is irreplaceable. If something is to happen to an employee today, tomorrow an advert will be posted that we need to replace. Yes, we need to have work-life balance. That is one thing for sure. You need also to know there is time for work, there is time for family. And I normally say family setup is the most important thing, as much as you want to work and make a living, because these are the people who motivate you to go and work. Okay, but I've seen young people, they want to push themselves because the society, unfortunately, has put us in a place where it's all about competition. If you buy a nice phone today or a nice car, tomorrow I want to make sure I'm better than Charles. So that form of competition now causes that work-life imbalance, because I want to work, so that I can make more money, so that I can maintain that lifestyle maybe I want or I envy. But there is also a problem to that, because if something is to happen to you, and I've seen so many cases where maybe an employee passes on, or they get sick, they are not able to come back to work, the organization is not going to stop. Okay, and a replacement comes in, and it takes a month or two for you to be forgotten that even you ever existed in that organization. Yes, as much as you want to contribute to this organization, make sure you also create time for yourself. You know, there's that mental fatigue. That's why sometimes you sit in an office and you see someone is all worked up, stressed up, they are making noise, small issues, they want to make it a mountain out of it. That is stress. And you need to manage your stress levels. By, you need to know, I work from 8 to 5 or 8 to 6. Maybe I can give myself an extension of 1 hour. Then from there, I need to have a social life. I need to go and catch up with Charles, find out what is happening in the current world.
Sure.
What are the challenges other people are facing? Yes, so let us try and maintain that. We work and we have time for ourselves.
Thank you. I think that's why we have a lot of people making mistakes, and especially where you say about competition. We are having a lot of unnecessary competition. But away from that, then there's this perspective about mentorship. The mentorship, maybe somebody got into the career that you are in before you, and what role does mentorship play, and especially in career growth?
You see, as you've said, a mentor is someone who is there to guide you in your professional maybe path. It might be someone who is senior than you, and maybe you have a business and you look up to them. So the role of a mentor is guidance, and also guide you in the right direction, and tell you, as an employed person or as a businessman, you cannot rush into things. Then they mold you into that person that you want to be, and also they minimize the chances of making mistakes, because if you are a young person and maybe you are holding a better position or a big position, or you supervise people, you need to be mentally sober. So this mentor is the one who is going to show you what is supposed to be done, the challenges that you are facing. You go tell him, today I had this and this, and I don't know how to handle it. Then with the experience, then they're able to guide you. But then you also need to look for a good mentor, someone who understands you, someone who wants the best interest for you. So you have to take time also to look for a mentor. Most of us, we approach very big people. We want to be mentored by maybe celebs, but we have no reach to them. And where we have left, we have so many good people who can guide you through. Maybe they have not yet made that in life, but they have the skills, they have the knowledge to guide you through a particular problem.
So you have said that the role of mentor is to show you maybe where you are going, and maybe to protect you or prevent you from making a mistake. You have as well said that they don't have to be those people who have really made it. They can be also in your organization, can as well be maybe in our families, can also be the people we schooled with. Maybe they have advanced for some time. And of course now, to the last question that is normally asked in the interview, how do we negotiate for this salary and the benefits that come? Because normally in the interviews that I've gone and maybe have been in, that's normally the last question. Can you tell us what is your salary expectation? How do we negotiate for that as you the benefits?
Well, basically, first of all, before you go for an interview, you need to do a research. You need to do research on the position that you're applying for. Okay. You can even go to the websites, look for similar positions. There are companies that will state the salaries that they offer you. So you do an average. Okay. You do an average, and based on that, or you are able to get the market trends for that position, what's being paid. And I've seen very many young people. They are multinationals. Okay. You cannot compare the salary of a multinational with a small startup company. Okay. So you also need to put that into consideration. And basically, when employers ask you what's your expected salary, they also want to find out, have you done enough research about this position? Yes. So once you do that, you're able to know this position attracts this much. Then you can be able to play with your numbers. And so many organizations nowadays, I don't think they're asking for what's your expected salary, because they have those salary brackets. So once they find that you are suitable for that position, they will tell you, this is the much we're offering. So now it's up to them. If they feel that you are super good, I've seen in some instances, I've done recruitment before. I think my vast experience is in recruitment. I was working with some company, and we were doing massive recruitment. And this firm was a multinational. They had partnered with a multinational. So I remember one young person at that time came in, and he really impressed the panel. And I remember there is one gentleman who stood up, and actually before that he asked him, what's your expectation? What do you want? And I remember the guy just said 100,000. And then the guy stood up and shook his hand and said, it's a deal. So it's, first of all, my point is, first of all, do research, then know the company that you have applied for. Then from there you can be able to gauge how much can I say, so that you don't underquote and you don't overquote. And also maybe now to employers, do not take advantage of these young people, maybe because they want to volunteer, they're looking for that experience. Do not take advantage of that. Give them what is due for them, what is supposed to be given. That way you are going to motivate these young people and they are not going to get frustrated.
Sure.
Yes.
Wow. We'll all agree that that was good and it was resourceful. So we are so privileged to have you with us. We are building this channel for the young people, and the more is coming. So I want to give you maybe a chance to say your last words as we wind up.
Mine is to tell the young people, do not give up, and do not beat yourself up because you are trying to maybe keep up with guys you schooled with. I know there are guys who you schooled with and they are doing better than you.
Really?
So do not take it personal and you push yourself so much. I remember you did a channel on stress,
Yeah.
and that is what causes stress. So as a young person, just be you, just give your best and trust in God. And from it, I know people who have never tarmacked and they didn't have connections. So normally for me personally, I don't believe in, as much as there are issues with connections. If a certain job is yours, you don't need that connection. And there are very good HR professionals out there who will reward you on merit. They will take you on board. They will see the potential in you. And even as you do interviews, I didn't mention that, as you do interviews, you don't have to have that much experience.
Sure.
It's the energy that you bring on the table, and are you trainable? Even for you, Charles, the work that you're currently doing in the organization that you are in, if you are taken to another organization, even in a similar setup, it takes you time to adjust. And you have to learn the culture of that organization.
Sure.
So even as much as you have that much experience, if you go to a new place, you have first of all to learn. So once you learn, then now you can start now giving back to that organization. So when you go somewhere, you become like a newbie. You're also fresh, like you are from school. Then now once you catch up, then you start now contributing.
Sure.
That's why you have probations. If you don't know why you have probations,
By the way.
yes, that is the work of probation. So here you learn, and also they see, do you have that capability to give back?
Sure.
So if you do not deliver in the first 3 months or 6, depending on the organization, they'll tell you, Chance, we are sorry, we feel that you cannot deliver because maybe you're not willing to learn, you do not listen to maybe your superiors.
Sure.
So now they'll just let you go. So parting shot is, be yourself, do not be overconfident, but also trust in the process and you'll make it.
Wonderful, thank you. It was such a good time to have you, and as usual, I'll be bringing more, expect more. So a young person out there depressed and stressed, we agreed in our previous video, you can watch it, that we need to speak out. We need to say what you feel. And then we don't need to compete. Everyone has their time. So we wait for our time. Thank you. Remember to like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video.